20 people were arrested following Operation Safe Harvest.
These are grown adults that want to try to have sex with children.
The warning from investigators to keep children safe. Plus, the legislative session prepares to wrap up, what lawmakers accomplished and what's left to be done. And 5 years later, a multi-purpose facility is finally complete.
I didn't know that they were doing this, and then when I saw, I was like, oh my gosh.
We take you to the state-of-the-art facility for high school students.
This is your Fox 49 News at 10.
Beginning tonight with some national news, the FBI is calling the attack on a Michigan synagogue earlier today a targeted act of violence against the Jewish community. Authorities said during a press conference tonight they're still investigating the exact motive behind the attack. They say a man rammed a car into the Temple Israel synagogue around noon. Police said he was shot dead by security officers after he jumped out of the car with a rifle. A fire also started in the man's car. The cause of that fire is still under investigation.
It is a tough time, but we will get through this. We will get through this together. We will get through this stronger. And we'll continue to be loud and proud of being Jewish.
Officials say no staff or children at the synagogue were hurt during the attack. Temple Israel, one of the nation's largest Reform synagogues, is located in a township near Detroit. 20 people are in jail tonight after Tallahassee police and multiple agencies took part in an online sting operation. Investigators say the suspects are accused of targeting children. Fox 49's Jayla Howard shares the warning investigators have for parents and children.
Investigators say these 20 people targeted what they call the most vulnerable members of our community, children.
These are grown adults that want to try to have sex with children.
Police, don't move! Put your hands on your back!
Operation Safe Harvest, a multi-agency operation aimed at arresting individuals who use the internet to prey on children. Investigators spent months tracking and communicating with suspects they say were attempting to exploit minors through the internet. And it only took 3 days to arrest 19 of them.
That doesn't even account for the number of contacts made over those 3 days where people think it's okay as an adult to sit behind a computer and talk about sexually explicit things with minors.
Using a range of platforms, including Snapchat and even Roblox, going after children of all ages, even as young as 11 years old. Investigators say some are coaches and teachers, while others were adults pretending to be children, pretending to be a friend.
As we've learned from this operation, no education is immune, no socioeconomic is immune, no race is immune.
Investigators say protecting children online starts at home. State Attorney Jack Campbell says parents need to have these conversations with their kids because police say they definitely intend to have their own conversations with those who would take advantage.
And I want you to fear as a criminal that any door you think you're going to walk through and exploit our children, I want you to fear that we're going to be on the other side of that door.
The message they shared for young children navigating the internet alone. Not everybody you're talking to is who they seem to be. In Tallahassee, Jayla Howard, your Fox 49 News.
Law enforcement says operations like this will continue as they work to identify more suspects and protect children online. A Tallahassee man is facing federal charges for allegedly making threats against President Trump. A grand jury indicted Diego Villavicencio with 1 count of threats against the president and 2 other related charges. According to court records, he made the remarks in September of 2025. And if convicted, he faces up to 25 years in prison. A jury trial is scheduled for May 5th of this year. A cantonment veteran injured in Operation Epic Fury is headed home. Hunter Gardner was medically retired, but answered the call as a contract worker. State Representative Michelle Salzman says he was in a targeted area that was attacked. He's undergone several surgeries at Walter Reed National Military Medical Center. She says he was running to rescue a teammate who'd been left behind when he was hit with shrapnel and critically wounded.
He sacrificed everything. He came back medically retired from the service his first round and said, I'm not done yet. I still have a mind capable of thinking and strategizing, and I want to continue to serve. So he signed up with Raytheon to go in this 5-man squad and just forward deploy to give what he had yet again for his country that he loves. And I mean, what an admirable story.
Gardner will be welcomed home on Saturday at 6 p.m. at the University of West Florida in Pensacola. Specifics on event details have not been shared yet. Florida Lieutenant Governor Jay Collins, Senator Don Gates, and Sheriff Chip Simmons from Escambia County are expected to be there. Florida lawmakers will finish their session tomorrow, with some saying they got almost nothing done. As the regular session in Tallahassee wraps up, major work, including the state budget, remains unfinished. So how much did our local lawmakers accomplish this year? Well, Fox 49's Nick Carmia takes a closer look.
With session coming to an end and no state budget in place, we're looking at what our local lawmakers were able to get done during a tough year at the Capitol.
Hundreds of bills failed to reach the governor's desk this session, a reality reflected in the Capitol delegation. Senator Corey Simon introduced 19 bills. 4 substantive measures passed both chambers, while the majority of his proposals stalled before final approval. In the House, Representative Allison Tant filed 11 bills, passing 5, including measures on conservation lands and Medicaid for working people with disabilities. She says even with those wins, the session's most important task is still unresolved.
One of the things is I've reminded my colleagues, we could come here for 60 days of the regular session and do nothing but pass a budget. We have not even begun the deliberations on that.
Representative Jason Schoaf introduced 12 bills. 1 statewide environmental measure passed, along with 3 local infrastructure bills impacting his district. And Representative Gallup Franklin II filed 15 bills, most focused on health care and affordability. None of his policy proposals cleared both chambers. He says party dynamics play a role.
We just don't have enough votes. Oftentimes, you have great ideas, big ideas, trying to solve a lot of solutions and problems.
Now, as budget talks continue, the final score for the session may hinge on what passed and what got left behind. In Tallahassee, Nick Carmia, your Fox 49 News.
Even though regular session ends this week, lawmakers have until July 1st to approve a balanced state budget. Last year's extended session went on for 105 days until lawmakers finalized a budget. A man is in jail after officers uncovered a shipment of 14 pounds of marijuana. Police in Cairo, Georgia announced the arrest of Paul Thomas. He's facing several drug charges, including trafficking. The Cairo Police Department says the investigation is ongoing. An investigation underway tonight after a fire in Tallahassee. The Tallahassee Fire Department responded to the fire yesterday afternoon on Villamore Avenue. The department sharing these photos of the smoke and flames they encountered when they got there. Firefighters say the homeowner tried putting the fire out with an extinguisher before they arrived. They say he suffered from smoke inhalation while trying to rescue his dogs, but the dogs were safely removed. Students in Thomas County, Georgia are now enjoying a new state-of-the-art facility. This multi-purpose building has something for everyone. As Fox 49's Courtney Dualaby explains, this facility was necessary to keep up with growth.
This facility was no small project. 5 years of planning and over 100,000 concrete blocks later, the facility is complete. This morning, leaders cut the ribbon on this new 135,000 square foot facility at Thomas County Central High School. And it's already getting rave reviews from students.
I didn't know that they were doing this, and then when I saw, I was like, oh my gosh.
Inside, the building houses a state-of-the-art band facility, a dedicated space for the JROTC program, a full 120-yard indoor practice field, a gymnasium, a modern weight room, and health classrooms.
Within the last 5 or 6 years since I've become the athletic director, we've added approximately 10 sports between the middle school and the high school. Our band has grown by about 30%. We added ROTC, so it's necessary to be able to give the athletes and the students what they needed for success at a top-rate level.
In 2024, the Thomas County Board of Education awarded a nearly $25 million contract to CCH Construction to build the facility. The project was funded through a combination of state funds and a voter-approved sales tax for school construction and improvement.
It just gave us a lot more opportunities for our students by adding the additional space to bring more students in, which opened up more classrooms and space in the other part of the high school. So we're able to continue to grow.
And just a short ride around the corner, another addition to campus. A new baseball facility with its own weight room, equipment, locker room, and a space upstairs to learn. Just like today's rain, facility leaders say the biggest challenge during construction was the weather.
Everything from the rain, the snow, the tornadoes, the hurricanes, everything that we've dealt with, and like they said, the 60 inches or so of water.
School leaders say the challenges and the waiting were all worth it, and they can't wait to see students enjoy the new space.
I'm more excited really about like the new band room in general, but also the new like outside field, and then but also the new inside field for like practicing and stuff like that.
The students say they are so excited. They got an early start moving their equipment and settling in. I'm Courtney DeWallaby, your Fox 49 News.
The new facility will be used by multiple programs across campus throughout the school year. Mexican cartels are using the most vulnerable to smuggle drugs. The cautionary tale from law enforcement to high school students in today's Spotlight on America.
We're enjoying some cooler weather now, and as we get into the weekend, we've got a little bit of a mix. We'll find out when we can expect rain, and another cold front is headed this way. I'll show you how dramatic the change is.
You're watching your Fox 49 News at 10 with Melanie Levy and meteorologist Alan Strom.
Mexican cartels are making billions of dollars pumping deadly drugs into the United States, and they're doing it with the help of Americans. A large number of those convicted of trafficking in the U.S. are American citizens, often with no criminal background. And as Spotlight on America's Christine Frizzell discovered, the cartels have snaked their way into American schools, recruiting vulnerable teenagers to push their product.
They were like, we can help with your car payments, we can help with your rent, we can help with your dad's cancer treatment.
We'll call her Mila, the nickname given to young people, Americans, who smuggled drugs across the border for the Mexican cartels and then got caught. How they found her and so many others was not in a dark alley or even the dark web, but through a friend.
It wasn't like the big scary cartel, it was like my friend that I've known for 2 years. And I would say, I'm not sure, I have to think about it. And they'd say like, okay, like we'll wait for you and just let me know when you want to make the money. Like the money's waiting here for you.
The money also lured in Mila too, first recruited at 14 years old.
So the first time you did this, it was successful, right?
Yes.
And then you got paid?
Yes. I was like, oh, this is actually really kind of easy. Like, no wonder why a lot of kids do it.
Mila, too, a U.S. citizen, had some successful trips, oftentimes just walking across the border. She was caught 2 weeks after she turned 18.
I wasn't going to be able to graduate with my class. You know, I didn't get to wear the gown.
She also spent 88 days in prison and now travels to local high schools to warn students about the scheme.
They'll go, say, to like a house or a warehouse, and they'll start strapping you up.
We listened in on one such presentation now given to dozens of schools around the county in response to the alarming number of young Americans agreeing to help the cartels and then getting caught.
In federal, you actually serve almost all of that time. There's very little time taken off or shaved off your sentence for good behavior during prison.
This high school, located just a few miles from the San Ysidro port of entry, considered the busiest land port in the world.
We see an average of about 100,000 people crossing every single day.
U.S. Customs and Border Patrol Field Operations Director Sidney Aki says cartel members take advantage of young Americans with no criminal records.
Unfortunately, sometimes our younger teenage individuals are not thinking straight. They're not thinking of the long-term consequences of these actions.
Oh, where are you?
Those consequences on full display in this exchange with another young American caught trying to bring drugs across the border.
I made some not so smart decisions.
The shock and heartbreak from this boy's mother on full display.
Sorry, Lord.
Phone calls like this still made far too often, says James Nunnally, the Drug Enforcement Administration's special agent in charge in San Diego.
The fact that we are so close to the threat. Right across the border, the Sinaloa cartel and CJ&G control everything. They control all of the activity with one purpose, one intent, and that's to poison Americans, all for profit.
That profit assisted by young Americans, recruited to take part in a dangerous enterprise. For Spotlight on America, I'm Christine Frizzell.
First warning weather. Here is Chief Meteorologist Alan Strong.
After some morning rain, all the area is dry at this time. We've got a dry radar pattern. You can see the front has moved well to the east here and to the south, dropping there down towards South Florida. A little bit of rain down around that area. So behind the front, obviously things have cooled off. It's been a nice little change for us up around this area, and we can expect that the weather's not going to be too bad here over the next couple of days. Our futurecast tells us that tomorrow the weather will be all clear, nice and sunny. As you can see around the area, we're not expecting any rain or really any cloud cover either. As we roll on ahead through the weekend, you'll see that at times a little cloud cover will return to the skies, especially as we get into Sunday. And it's really late Sunday or more like Sunday night that we will have a chance for rain back in the area as another weather maker drops in. But as we look at our temperatures now, we're in the 50s here. So Tallahassee at about 57 degrees. You can see some of the other temps around the area have fallen into the 50s. And overnight, we're going to watch as those temperatures drop all the way down into the 40s. So a nice, cool, fresh morning for you tomorrow. You may have noticed the air is a little drier or less humid, but all clear in the skies overnight here. So we'll go mid 40s here first thing tomorrow morning, and then temperatures will warm up nicely, rising up into the mid 70s, and it looks like just a beautiful sunny day. Nice spring-like day with, again, humidity a little bit on the lower side for tomorrow. All right, let me jump ahead here and we'll show you what's going on as we round out the weekend and head into the early part of next week. So we're going to go low rain chance there during the day Sunday, a little more cloud cover, and then really very late Sunday night or more like into Monday, we're going to watch as another front drops in, brings us a pretty good chance for some rain, maybe thunderstorms as well, and then the air cools down. So then we'll end up with a likely stronger front here with some colder air. So the coldest day next week is Tuesday. Focus on that day. Look at that. We start out with lows in the 30s, and then high temperatures on Tuesday will only be in the 50s.
The Werner Kia Tallahassee 500 is back and it is bigger than ever. Rebate discounts up to $15,000. Rates as low as 0%. No payments for up to 6 months. Werner Kia is the #1 volume Kia dealer in Tallahassee year after year. The all-new Telluride and K4 hatchbacks are here. Reserve your test drive today. Nobody beats a Werner Kia deal. Nobody. It's Werner Kia Tallahassee 500. Visit us at wernerkia.com.
Stay connected with us wherever you are. Head to fox49.tv for the latest local news, breaking updates, and stories that matter to you. And we want you to join the conversation on our Facebook page. Just search Fox Tallahassee. Like, follow, and engage with us every day, no matter where you are. Hard-working K-9 teams getting some well-deserved recognition. The big honor one local team brought home. Coming up. Some hardworking K-9 teams got some recognition tonight. The Suwannee County Sheriff's Office attended the Florida Department of Corrections K-9 Competition Awards. The team responded to nearly 500 calls for help in 2025. They also captured more than 55% of wanted suspects and helped find some missing people. This year's Region 2 K-9 champs, the team from Mayo Correctional Institution in Lafayette County. Congratulations and thank you for all the hard work you do. Coming together to support a good cause aimed at creating a world free of multiple sclerosis. This weekend, the annual Walk MS Your Way event will take place at the North Florida Fairgrounds. The community-led walk will begin at 10 a.m., but the doors will open at 9 a.m., so organizers suggest coming early. Participants can expect a variety of health and wellness vendors they can enjoy. The group raises money to make a difference in the lives of those living with MS. The organization welcomes everyone to come out and support. We'll be right back. Stick with us.
Nice. A cooler night with lows in the 40s and more cold air next week. We'll have more on that tomorrow.
You know what? We needed a little cool weather. A little cool down is always nice.
Yeah, definitely.
Thank you so much for joining us tonight. Please come back and join us tomorrow night on Fox 49 News at 10.